we should be back. Hopefully that is fixing all of the issues I was having. I'm seeing better monitoring. It looks like an OBS. So sorry about the weird start to the playtest, but as I mentioned, we're playtesting Modulus. We are to expect some bugs in the game. The developer has mentioned that we might encounter a few things. It is not a representation of the finished game, but it is where it is at right now. I was lucky enough to be part of the public playtest. I asked Modulus on their Reddit page if it was okay for me to stream the content. They said yes. And so we are here to test out the game for this afternoon. We have spent a little bit of time in the Lego Let's Chat today already, so thanks very much to people that were hanging out there and continue to hang out with us now as we switched over to playing Modulus, but it looks like it's going to be a fun afternoon. We are looking at a game that's similar to like Minecraft, Satisfactory, Industries of Titan, and maybe a little bit of Shapez too, all kind of smushed into one. It's very pretty, looks very chill. I have no idea how to play, so we're going to learn together, and we'll see how this goes. So yeah, looks like it's going to be a good time. It is modulusgame.com. You can wishlist it on stream. There is a demo on Steam as well, and I will be sure to link it in the Discord and let everybody know what I think, as well as let Modulus know, and let I think it's Happy Volcano is the developer, pretty sure. Double check. It is Happy Volcano. Yeah. Cool. All right, let's take a look. So here we are in the title screen. Earlier, I was testing to see if you guys could hear it. There's not much going on here. It's just a little bit of ambient settings, but if I go into the audio and I crank the music. Oh, now we're having some problems with OBS again. Maybe it's Modulus that's causing the problems. Create a new game. Enter a name. Oh, wow. What do we want to do for a name? I mean, the Citadel is a good default. I feel like that might be a good way to start. It is only a playtest. I doubt this is anything we'll be able to bring forward. How about... Oh, no spaces. That's too bad. I would have wanted to have more than one name. I guess we could just call it Citadel. Not Westhill, no. Welcome to Modulus. Created by the Colony, you are an advanced AI designed for one purpose: total manufacturing efficiency. Your directive is clear: build a vast factory and maintain a steady supply of robots to serve the colony below. But when a transmission from deep space reaches you, it resonates not with code, but with something more. The Grand Neural Network is calling out to you to connect with the GNN, the Grand Neural Network, and uncover the truth behind its voice. You must establish the neural link construct, massive structures of unprecedented scale, the neural monuments. Only by completing them will you unlock your true potential. So it looks like you can kind of like do stuff inside the buildings. Cool. Proceed. Calibrating systems. Welcome Unit Nova Forma 404. New form error. Let's run a test protocol on your sensors. Try adjusting your camera. WASD to move the camera. Click and drag with the mouse button to rotate the camera. Okay, we're pretty low to the ground. Zoom using the scroll wheel. Oh, that's better. Mining resources. Your factory machines are called operators. They can be found on the bottom toolbar. Place down some miners to extract polyrock. Extract polyrock. Where are they on the hotbar? Mining. Miner. I'm going to put it on that one. Left mouse button to place. Before placement, R or T to rotate or mirror. Oh, you've got to match the arrow. I see. So that has to go to the middle. All right. T to mirror. Don't know what the T means, but... So you got to match the arrow. 30 operations per minute. Place 8 miners to collect in the correct rotation. Okay. 4. That's cool looking. The furnace. The furnace melts polyrock into cubes, the starting point of all modules you'll be creating. Furnace has the fire emblem. Yep. Oh, I see. So we've got to line it up like that. Hopefully I'll be able to place these wherever I want later. Transporting resources. Conveyor belts. We all love conveyor belts. Conveyor belts are used to move items across your factory. Now let's move the polyrock into the furnace. Conveyor belts are number 1. So it looks like this also has a rotation. Yes. And it auto connects. I like that you can zoom in. So we'll put that there like that. And then I've got to rotate that. I like that it bends around the corner. That's cool. Nice. Left mouse button to place a single conveyor belt. R to rotate. Click and drag the left mouse button to draw multiple conveyor belts. And right mouse button, say that 5 times fast, to cancel conveyor belts placement. Move item across the factory floor. Okay. Using the cutter operator, use the newly unlocked cutter to cut the cube into 2 halves. Tip: to enter an operator, make sure the selection tool on the left side of the screen is enabled. You can quickly switch it by pressing the right mouse button. Okay. Conveyor belt, miner, cutter, scissors. Makes sense. Place the cutter there. And right mouse button switches to our selection tool. And then this operator doesn't have a configuration yet. Enter the operator to set up its configuration. So this is what I think is really neat. You can't do this in Satisfactory. You can't go inside the buildings. But now we're inside the buildings. Using the cutter operator, use the newly unlocked cutter to cut the cube into 2 halves. Tip: we've already read that. Configure the cut size. Right mouse button, drag to rotate. Scroll wheel, zoom in and out. Shift to change rotation. Right. Okay. So we want to. That's the desired output. So. Configuration size. Okay, interesting. How do I... drag to rotate. Oh. Oh, I see. It's the width, the 4 pixel here. It's the 4 pixel there. So you're changing the lasers to either 1 every 1 pixel, every 2 pixel, every 3, or every 4. Okay. That's the desired outcome. Cut it in half. Configure. Inspect the module. Let's take a look at the module we're looking to make. It's being pinned for your convenience. Pins. Ah, okay. Module volume, 64 voxels. Module size, 2 by 4 by 8. So we got to cut it in half and then attach them on the ends, it looks like. To create this module, you need an assembler that can combine 2 shapes into 1. Assembler is the bricky one. Now we need belts to go from one to the other. How are the sound effects so far? Can you guys hear like the little clicks and the bleeps and the bloops that are happening? You guys can't hear the sound at all. My OBS monitoring is really low. Settings, audio. There's no real music playing. It's like real weird ambient stuff. Let me just see if I can get, where's the game capture? Game capture beta properties. Yep. It's on the right thing. Now what? Oh, we've got to split these. Splitting a conveyor. The assembler requires 2 inputs. Use a splitter to send the 2 modules we just cut to both assembler inputs. So there's the splitter. Conveyor belt. Assembler configuration. Set up the assembler by dragging and dropping the input shapes into the central construction area. Arrange and rotate them until you've assembled the correct module. So your right mouse button kind of clears your mouse of anything. So if you've got something on your mouse like this, you just hit your right mouse button and it kind of takes you back to this default selection tool. Then we can enter in here. So that's the desired outcome. Assembler configuration. Set up the assembler by dragging and dropping the input shapes into their central construction area. Arrange and rotate them until you've assembled the correct module. So you grab this, rotate it, grab that, rotate it, configure. Oh, wow. Now we are on construction buildings. Great job creating your first module. Modules are the basic building blocks of any building. Let's begin construction of basic core facility. Oh, wow. Basic core facility small. Has grass around it. I couldn't imagine this game without really though. Sound adds so much to what the devs call game juice. This game especially would benefit of it. Oh yeah, the sound is actually quite good. Are you sure you guys can't hear the sound? Because that's going to be a problem. I really want to fix that. Game capture audio. That's so strange that there's no sound. Because I'm seeing the meters. Hold on, I'm going to mute myself mid-sentence, and you guys let me know whether this works or not. 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I go off in the middle of the count? Penguin Dude, if you crank your headphones, you can barely hear it. Okay. It's just so low. So that's strange. Let me just change. Maybe this particular game needs a boost. Because it's perfectly good for me. Where's my audio settings? Game capture audio. Let's go to there. It's kind of just like a factory rumble right now. How's that? Great job creating your first module. Modules are the basic building blocks of any building. Let's begin by constructing basic core facility. So we've got this other building here. We have to put this belt in front of the core facility. Inspect the basic core facility. Click the basic core facility. Cranes link conveyor belts to building platforms and are essential for supplying modules to buildings. Oh, we need cranes now. Add a crane. Oh, neat. Connecting cranes. Add a crane and assign it to the conveyor belt to pick up the modules. Basic core facility small. Add a crane. Okay. Oh, I see. It's building the thing on top of it. Now there's sound? Okay, good. Yeah, so it's weird. I've had to crank that by 4 decibels. Normally the game that you play is like a half a decibel below you in stream, but for me right now, I've had to crank it. This building requires a second module. Click the newly pinned module to locate it on the right side of the screen. So we've got to cut the cube in half again and then stack it. Reusing assembly lines. The previous product line provides a suitable foundation. Let us iterate on the existing design. While not the most efficient solution, it will suffice for the current objective. So we are going to split this again. We are going to add a splitter. Configure the splitter. If I rotate that, then we get desired split. And we've got the thing. More cranes. Excellent work. Now hook up a crane to deliver the second module. Remind me how I do that. Right. Click on the building. Oh, you got to click on the side of the building. And add a crane. Clear conveyor belts. Oh, that was weird. So that part of the UI wasn't obvious to me. I'm sure we'll get used to it. No, my ears were fine. It's the output to you folks that was important. As long as it's not dead silent, like there really needs to be some sound. Harvester pad and drones. Completed buildings produce resources. To collect those resources, place down a harvester pad and link drones to those buildings. Completed buildings produce resources. So when this building is complete, it will produce resources. Don't want to add a crane anymore. I need to add harvester pad. Link a harvester pad to the basic core facility. Place output conveyors on the harvester pad. Place output conveyors on the harvester pad. Dispatches drones to buildings to collect their produced items. Assign a drone to the building. We'll select the building to link. Link that building. There's the drone. Oh, I see. It's got like an output ceiling thing. Place output conveyors on the harvester pad. The middle mouse button, it was not clear that that's what you use to pan around. I feel like it should be spacebar. Let's add a crane. Place output conveyors on the harvester pad. Oh, I see. There we go. I'm not able to do that. Well, that's a short playtest if the bug won't let me get past there. So I can rotate it out here. But it snaps to the wrong orientation there. How do I delete something? Z. Z doesn't appear to work either. Oh, that's just clearing items from conveyors. X was used for delete. Nope. So the next goal in this tutorial is to place... I need to place a conveyor belt right here. See that? But it won't let me do that. So it snaps to the wrong orientation. I can put it right, but then it switches. Oh, the drone is dropping something off. I didn't see that before. That's cool. I can't save the game. It's kind of dumb you can't save the game. Let's see. If there was a way to delete this, I would try to get rid of it. Can I drag it over the ones I was placed? Oh, there we go. Good call, Sandy. So if anybody saw that or gets stuck in the same place, I redrew it again over the 3 that it had in the tutorial. You will unlock the X for delete in a bit, and also save will be unlocked in a bit. Cool, thanks, Andy. A basic bot assembly. The basic core facility will start production as soon as it's completed. In the meantime, let's already start on the next building, a basic bot assembly. One of the new modules is black. Use the monotoner to turn modules black. Tip, buildings don't care about module area orientation. Okay. Basic bot assembly small. Getting more cubes. Now that we're going to create new modules, it's a great idea to start another production line. There's a lot of unlimited resources on the map that we can use to increase our production. Don't forget to mine them. Unit Nova Forma 404. If you ever need more information about anything, you can have a look in the manual in the pause menu. Oh, I see. There's lots of minerals around the side there. This needs a vertical black piece. Okay. So, how many did it say it needed? 48. And this is making 30? 60. Okay. So I'm going to need miners. Yeah, the middle mouse button to drag around is a little bit strange. Guessing 4 is probably okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then belts. Okay. And then this way. I guess at this point I have to do an assembler, cutter, furnace, right. Oh, a furnace needs 2. So we'll set that up here. And then we'll change these. Nope. Oh, oh. Oh, okay. It's very hard to see the directions. There we go. Okay, and then this has a single output. Yeah, so it's not, you're not able to really plan quite as, oops. As efficiently as I thought you would. So then this has to go into, that's going to make cubes. It has to go into a cutter. One, two, three, 4. So we've got to get this down into certain shapes. Okay. So that way, we need 2 cutters. Yep. So first we do this one, and then we put in another cutter. And then we cut it this way. But we rotate it. Yeah. And then we put in an assembler. Yeah, I keep on wanting to press the right mouse button to move around. Assembler. That's got 2 inputs. So we need to have a splitter, assembler, then we belt them up. Belt, belt, belt. And then we configure. And we drag that over here. And they didn't care about the orientation, right? So we can lay that down like that. Then drag this over here. Flat, rotate, combine, configure. And that has to go over to this building. So we'll just run her as straight as we can, I guess. And I guess it has to go, oops. Does not look like there's a front or a back. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm going to dye them yet. Hold on. Well, we should put the dye a little bit closer because if we need more of these, we could always pull them off that. So, the monotoner completely changes the module into black or white. All right, we'll put that here. Starting to get the hang of it. There's like a little mouse. You can kind of go at an angle and it'll kind of like curve the belt. Take that across there. And then click on this building to add a crane. Okay, so I could put it anywhere. Do I need to add more than one crane? Okay. Deliver the first module of the new building in the basic bot assembly. Deliver the second module of the new building to basic bot assembly. Modules needed. Oh. So I've only done half of it. We need to split off these guys again and stack them vertically. Oh no, that's way back here. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's just the one of them. I guess we could do an assembler off of this line. Okay. You have pieces up on the right hand of the screen. Yeah. Okay. Assembler. Oh, clicking your middle mouse button will rotate it too. That's cool. And then we're going to need another splitter. That's a tunnel. Allows conveyor belts to move under for a limited distance. Oh, that's cool. How do I want to do this? Huh. Don't like that the splitter is asymmetrical. So I'll have to put it one here and then one there. Then I have to remove that, and then that goes into there. That goes that way. Configure this building. Oh no, that's not what I need at all. Hold on. I need this cut again. So we need a cutter here. This game is cool. Then you rotate it, slice it that way, configure. And so that's going to output the little ones. That's what we need. And they don't care about orientation. So then we need an assembler that needs 2 pieces. Splitter. I'm glad that there's so far no power management in the game. And then we'll need a double assembler. Tilt that way. Oh no, that's 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 8. Figure. And then we'll run the belt down this way. And then we add cranes. I don't know if we need 4 cranes, but we have 4 cranes. Okay. The copy tool. You will need a large number of cores to produce bots. The copy tool helps you quickly copy large parts of your factory. If you have larger supply, you can add more cranes to speed up building production. Huh. So it's like having the blueprint designer, but you can just kind of like highlight and copy paste stuff. Speeding up production. To fasten buildings completion, you can add more cranes. If production becomes the bottleneck, remember the copy tool helps you copy parts for your facility. Okay. So this is almost where it needs to be. The drone isn't droning anymore. Assign a drone to the building. Oh, do I need a new building? Oh, wow. Okay. Buildings and their production. Additional resources. Gray cores. The cores are going to be needed by the building to create bots. But production can only start if the building is complete. Cores are going to be needed by the building to create bots, but okay. Buildings under construction always need a large number of modules delivered. Their production cycle only needs a fraction of those modules. Construction 24 by 48. Production is only 4 by 8. The basic bot assembly produces basic bots. Collect them with a new harvester pad and deposit them in the delivery dock. Okay. So I'm watching the video. Depot. Okay. This building isn't being serviced by harvester drones. Okay. Can't link a building that produces a different item than the previous one linked. Oh. Second harvester pad and link to the basic bot assembly. This is basic bot assembly. This is basic core assembly. Right, okay. So I need another drone pad. We'll put that next to it, I guess. Drone. Assign a drone to a building. Oh, I see. It just kind of picks the closest corner. That makes sense. Okay. Checkbox. Deliver cores to the basic bot assembly using cranes. Place down a delivery dock. Deliver cores, that's this, to the basic bot assembly. That's that. Okay. So we can add a crane. Okay, let's take this belt around here. Add a crane. Oh, I might, hold on. I'm going to delete this little guy. And I'm going to use that clear belt thing. Here we go. So I don't remember why this, or how this started requiring cores. Place down and deliver dock. Complete production, bot production. I don't remember seeing a recipe for this. Oh, there we go. Resources needed. Cores, modules, things. Creates 2 basic bots. And now I need a depot. Delivery dock, rather. I guess we'll put that here. These are cool looking buildings, by the way. Like, if we, like, everything is pixel art. Everything's a voxel. It's neat. Deliver your first bots to delivery dock. I think that this is sending out completed bots to here, and then we'll take this and send this to there. Yay. Congratulations on delivering your first bots and passing initial calibration. The colony expects many bots to be delivered, so it's important to sustain many buildings at once to keep up with rising demands. You now have access to the counter operator. It will help you keep track of your factory's efficiency. You also now have the scrapper, which pairs well with the counter to get continuous flow and track exact efficiency. So I'm thinking like an awesome sink for the scrapper, and a counter is like the new belt things we have in Satisfactory. Now you can upgrade buildings. Upgrading will temporarily stop production, but afterwards the building will output much more with the same input. Be sure to check the building's info pop up for more information about effects. Do not forget to upgrade your buildings unit Nova Forma 0404. It's very powerful. Okay. Upgrade at least one building. Upgrade. Oh, auto upgrade. Enabling auto upgrade will make the building upgrade until it reaches its maximum level. During upgrading, the building will not produce anything. Well, let's just upgrade manually for now. Oh, I see. It takes cores to upgrade. We've sent you a new building design, the basic refinery. This building will produce blue pigment, which we'll later need to create blue modules. Deliver the first module to the basic refinery, blue pigment. Deliver the second module to the basic refinery for blue pigment. And deliver the third module to the basic refinery for blue. Wow, that's 3 modules. Holy crap. We now have counter beta. Blue buildings. Those are unlocked. No. Basic refinery, blue pigment. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need a short break before I can tackle that. I want to zoom out more. I think that's one thing that I'm missing. I want a bigger bird's eye view, because like this is really cool. Solar panels and stuff. I guess we have to keep... Oh, there's solar panels here too. Guess we've got to keep all this stuff as like obstacles. Oil. Cool. Yeah, I definitely want to zoom out more. And I want to use the right mouse button to move. I don't think we have any other options. Settings. No. All right. Give me a few minutes, folks. I'm going to reheat the coffee, grab a short break, and I'll be right back. The bot's still botting? I don't know. Yeah, the controls are a little bit to get used to. All right. Give me just a second. Or more like 6 minutes. All right. So now we have to deliver the first module of basic refinery blue pigment. That was this building. So I guess we'll put it close to the depot. These seem to be square buildings. So it needs 3 different kinds of stuff. So we make that first, and then we make that, and take pieces of both to make that. Okay. I guess the only thing I'm not sure on is the math, right? Like, I'm not sure about the efficiency math part. This just doesn't look like it's doing anything right now, so let's upgrade it. And this has been upgraded. And now it creates 3 cores. Was it doing 3 before? I don't remember. This creates 2. Yeah, the drones are kind of fun. I like them. All right, so we're gonna need. I feel like in this, we're probably gonna work a little bit backwards as well. So we've got ore over here. No, what are they called? Polyrock. So polyrock, we're probably gonna use this corridor here, and we need to create. Nope. Nope. Efficiency view. So we're probably putting too much into that. I like the efficiency view. That's cool. So I will pin all. Right. So now we know what we need to do. I say we go for that one first. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes, 8 cubes. No. That's made out of a single cube. Because cubes are 4 by 4, right? Yeah. That's a single cube. The other one is a single cube. That's a single cube. And this is producing 8 cubes. And this needs... Well, it needs 16, but it doesn't tell me what it does afterwards. Looks like 8 is the magic number. 4 and 8. Okay. I think that's one part that I think is annoying, is that you can't tell... Like, it needs more of this up front to make itself, but then when it's made, you don't know how many of these things it needs. when it's at this stage. Maybe that's for like your second playthrough. Okay. And this outputs 30 operations per minute. This only needs 8 to create one thing. So we need one of those. Oh. V gets rid of the UI. I wish I hadn't known that on my break. Left mouse button to copy. Oh, fun. Okay. So let's go here. Oh, how do I copy again? Oh, I have to hit C first. Gotcha. All right, so this is outputting 30 operations per minute. This needs 8 per minute. So I should do this twice. It's 15. I think. I don't know why games do that, where they give you like 30 and 30. All right, so these are going to both be put out into cutters. This is doing 30, that's 15, so that's 7.5 and 7.5. Doesn't matter, 15 going in. And the cutter. And we need to cut it once, like that. And then we die half of them. And then this one, I guess we do the same thing. And we don't have a merger yet. But that's fine because the assembler is a 2-belt system. You build belts across these things? Oh, you can. Okay. I thought that was going to be an obstacle. Oh, it's only the little pool that's the obstacle. Okay. Assembler. We'll just squeeze by there. So that's half of our first one. And then we'll split that, I guess. And then one of them has got to get dyed, and that is the, what was that called? Monotoner. I guess I could just hook it right up like that, couldn't I? Go on black. That'll be black and white. And then we need another assembler. And then we tilt that up and tilt that up. And that needs to go over to that other building. Doesn't seem to consume any resources to build, which is cool. Okay. So somewhere along the line, we need to grab... Oh, I put this too close because I need to pull off the black ones. So we need to... we'll move this over here. Nope. All right, splitter again, so that'll split that. That go there, that go there. Need to do this again. The interface in here is really slick. Very straightforward. And then the other one that we split here, we need to combine in another assembler. See what they mean about ducking stuff underneath. Let's do that now, I guess. So we'll rotate that. Duck that underneath. This is probably familiar for people to play Factorio. And then we've got to split that again. Goes in there. Configure this. Oh. Does that need a belt or something? All of a sudden I don't have any parts. This is spent the wrong way. Oh, you can't angle it. Okay. Fair. Has to be straight. All right, we'll do it the other way around. We will split this again here. Assemble there. Guess we have to wait for things to come in. Joseph Rocks, hello. Didn't know the game had a demo. Just spotted it randomly on YouTube a few months ago, and I've been eagerly waiting it. There is a demo, and then I am I'm part of the public playtest. I'm sure you're long gone, that penguin dude, but thanks very much for being here. Appreciate it. Sorry, I've been missing stuff in chat. Right, so it looks like we have to, there we go, we have to wait for these to assemble. So that goes like that, and then... No, right, orientation doesn't matter. Is that what it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So we still don't have a way to combine things. So I'm gonna have to go under a couple of things here. We'll do... Oh yeah, this is gonna be tricky. There to there. And then there to there. Yeah, it's only a short distance. Wow, that is going to be really hard to keep track of. And now we need to make the third piece. And for that, I need to cut down these other ones. So I don't know why this is blocked. Like this is not outputting anything right now. I guess because it's not getting very much here. Okay, so we can split this one again. And dye it. So we need, yeah, a single splitter here. No. And then we need to dye this. I need to split it again. So let's change the orientation here. Let's turn it this way. That's going to split that down into 2. Use T to mirror buildings. Oh, is that what it means by mirror buildings? Oh, that makes more sense, Sandy. Got it. I think what it was, I hit T on a building that was probably symmetrical. That's fine. We're here. We need to dye one of these. And then we need to cut them both. This needs to be cut like that. This needs to be cut like that. And I might have to do, I feel like we can't just do a single assembler. I think we're going to have to do a double assembler. So if I do this, yeah, we're only going to be making one piece. So I can't do that. So we then have to have an assembler for each of those. So I'm going to copy this. Take Sandy's advice and mirror it. No. So I've got white and I've got black. And they're both cut. So they're already cut. Raven Amberheart said it earlier. Cool. Thanks very much, Raven. Sorry I missed that. Appreciate it. So I've already got these pieces. I just have to assemble them separately. So one of them is going to be easy, one of them is going to be hard. So these are going to be black, and these are going to be white. No, I don't need to cut the white one. I need to assemble. They're both being cut. I just need to assemble them, but I need to assemble two pieces. There's two steps. I have to assemble. So if you look at this, I have to assemble this piece, and then I have to assemble this piece. Wait a minute. No. I can split this after. Oh, crap. Got click happy. Oh, that copied the settings. I like that. That's smart. It copied the settings, so I don't have to go in and configure it again. So that's. Oh, wait a minute. I guess that's gonna work. I should be able to just do this with one assembler. Yeah. And then I can do this. And then I can take this one. Hmm? Why didn't that work? Maybe I need to use a new assembler? Yeah. And that should be all the pieces. Guess while we're waiting, we could always upgrade the building again. And then this is probably going to need another drone. Complete construction of the new building, basic refinery blue pigment. That's what this is, right? Yeah. I'll wait to see what it tells me. Reset at the bottom. Oh, I missed that. When you're inside the building? Ah, got it. Can you guys hear the background music, or is it only the sound effects? Yeah, they grow when you upgrade them. They get taller. If you look at some of the screenshots from the website, it's really cool. I do find that the buildings all look the same. So like remembering that this is a basic core facility and that this is a basic bot assembly. Like they're not, it's not super easy. Like they're different colors, but like I feel like they could do a bit more in the design silhouette to improve them. It's getting there. Like the smokestack is something, and this has got the big blue bar on it, so like that's helpful. But I feel like this could be a different size or scale or something. Faint music? Yeah, it is really faint even for me. So we really had to snake stuff around with this under the ground stuff. I don't know. I guess we could look at counter beta. The counter calculates how many items pass through it per minute. But we don't know what this needs. It just needs a total. So I've not been using the WASD keys at all. Realizing. Oh yeah, okay. That's got like a little sign on top of it now. Oh, it's a radar dish. Even the radar dish is square. That's fun. I'm going to go ahead and assume that we're going to need a drone port for this. So I'll build one of those while we wait. This hasn't been finished constructing yet, but we're getting there. Once these back up, it should be fine. Yeah, if I was to, if I had control over the different mouse keys and stuff like that, I would switch your middle mouse button pan to right mouse button, and then I would use the middle mouse button for rotation. Because most of the time, I think I want to pan around. And that's as far out and as far straight down as you can get. It's never really quite a 180. I like the tilt shift though. That's fun. You can get right into it too, which is nice. Although again, like you can't go like first person view, like you can't tilt up. I can't go any farther in that direction. It would be really cool for screenshots to come in and like be like ground level, but look up at the drones. Oh, we've got stuff over here too. I wonder if the splitter of belts works as it works in shapes. They need to flow on both sides to get items. If one side is full stuck, you get nothing from the other. I don't know about that. It might be that I've just got such, like this whole thing is being powered by one mine. And that might be the problem, right? We don't know because this isn't flowing yet. Like we don't have a way to flow it. We do have delivery dock, drones, harvester. We had something. Oh, scrapper. So I could smash those if we wanted to. But this isn't doing anything because I don't know why this is not delivering bots. Do you know? It could be. Because it's got all the stuff. Now it is. I don't know why that was slow. So that is still not finished. So it wasn't that finished that tipped it off? Yeah, it's weird that this is just kind of like idling. Oh, it's the cores that it needs. It's the 4 cores. So this is slow. Right. So this needs more cranes. Can I delete a crane? Cannot delete a crane. Can I? Yes. Yeah, be real careful, I imagine, with... There we go. So yeah, this is just that learning curve of like, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these things going into one of those, whereas I've got 1 going into 2 over here. So I feel like this is requiring 4 per minute, 8 per minute, I guess. So I guess we could turn the corner here. Oh. Great job in building the basic refinery. This building needs blue hexacrystals for the production of blue pigment. Locate and harvest some blue hexacrystals with miners and feed them into the basic refinery so it can start production. To create paint, use a dye mixer to combine pigment and oil. Look for an oil pocket on the map to extract with an oil rig. Once we have created some paint, we can use it in the painter to operate to paint modules into a new color. Wow, okay. First, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to add crane. Your instinct is to click first and then drag, but you can just drag with the hologram. So that should improve the input here a little bit faster, maybe? Or not? Oh, there we go. That's being split in half. I guess the bottleneck is here. Oh, that's facing the wrong way. Counter beta. That's all green. This is all red. So obviously not getting enough stuff. That view reminds me of something as well. Oxygen not included, maybe? It'll take some time to figure out how to balance the game, 100%. All right, so this now needs 8, 4, and 4. And I don't know. It's already full, but now it needs blue hexacrystals. What that is? Blue hexacrystal. Okay. Find and mine hexacrystals and feed them in the basic refinery using a crane. That's it? That's all we have to do is just bring them all the way over? Is there a closer one? Doesn't look like it. Also, I'm going to have to duck it under the side here. Yes. This will not be the most efficient. Oh, it automatically puts something under it. That's cool. Let's go. I guess to here. And then we need cranes. And this is putting out 30 operations per minute. So that's more than the 8 we need. Harvest blue pigment from the basic refinery using a harvester pad. So I've got that happening now. So essentially these parts act like power. So after you've built the thing, these is kind of like your power, and then this is the resource. And then the output is this. Droids delivered. All right, so this is going the wrong place. So this is now extract oil using an oil rig. There's the oil rig. Now, does this have to be in that way? No, I can put it whichever way I want. And create blue paint from blue pigment using a dye mixer. So I'm going to move this drone port over here. And we need to add a dye mixer. That's this one? No, that's this one. Dye mixer. So 2 things go in and a single thing comes out. Create blue paint from the blue pigment and oil using a dye mixer. That needs oil and blue pigment. So we'll choose oil. If I have 4 up, there's no... They need like a hot bar or a wheel. Sort of like how Satisfactory does it. That's got 2 out. That's the oil. And then I'm gonna trash the harvester. Assign to that building. And then output to there. And that is going to make blue pigment. As soon as it gets delivery. So we're a little slow on those black ones. Looks like. So my guess would be to back here would be to add more, would be to combine a couple of these. We'll see what we can do. Did that counter thing give us any information? Oh, there it goes. 30 on the top. Okay. Yeah, and this is the one that's slow. Okay, let's beef up this one. All we'll do is just add in a new miner. And I'll trash this. New technology, the stamper. We've granted you access to a new tool, the stamper operator. This can stamp out a cuboid selection of voxels from a module and output both results on 2 conveyor lines. What does it do? Stamper. Oh! So you can cut out a chunk in the middle. But it sends out in different directions. Of course it does. This is just not listening. So that should increase production there. And we've made blue dye. Place a droid core facility and deliver all modules. Place a droid core. Basic bots, basic core, droid core, droid core. Oh my goodness. So it needs the blue pieces. It makes holes. Yeah. Droid cores. I'm a little confused as to what the depot is for the delivery dock. Oh, crap. I knew I was going to do that. Yeah, the UI is a little tricky. So that's delivering basic bot assemblies. So I guess we can stop them from going in there, because I think the droid core... Right. We're probably going to have to take those bots and put them into this one. Because the tutorial image had like blue robots. Okay. Feel like we can maybe get away with this over here. Needs blue. I thought these were gonna have to go back to this, but they don't. So let's unpin those. Pin all of those. We already have those somewhere. See, this is where you kind of cause some problems for yourself if you don't leave enough room to pull certain modules. That's still slow on the black ones. Because I think this is a bottleneck here. Thanks, Sandy. Appreciate that. I could just start fresh. Hunter. Oh man. I sort of see, yeah, I can sort of see what you need to do there. That's complicated, man. Yeah, you 100% run out of room real quick. Why do games always do that? I'm waiting for them to give me something like faster belts or merger. That seems to be what I'm missing right now. Okay. So the blue dye... we can't deliver anything like this yet. Oh, the depot is just for the droids. Okay. Okay. Four. So this, if I go in here, Does the furnace have any like tooltips? Melts 8 polyrock into 1 basic cube. 8 polyrock is required for each operation. So this is taking doing 4. So basically 32. I'm right in that math, right? 1 furnace for one thing. No, it goes faster if it has more resources. All right, so then I don't want splitters there. I want more miners. So these will go. Oh, nope. But that's getting clogged because it's too slow. Okay, so these weren't slow because of input problems. They were slow because of output problems. Yeah, so I think the error I've made here is putting these things a little bit too close together. Yeah, because that didn't increase. Okay. So if we split that, this doesn't say what it needs. That's the thing. Unless these are the indications of what it actually needs per minute. So it's only getting half of what it needs. No, because it's green. Each piece needs its own line of resources. Well, this is now increased. Max 30 operations per minute. So I guess I was right in having 1 miner per furnace. It's the output here that's slow? No, it's showing this is slow. Each piece needs its own line of resources to get max output production at the end. All right, I need to take another short break just to kind of give myself a stretch. But now that I know that I can turn off the UI, it'll be a little bit easier for you guys to see the break screen. So give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. Okay. Sandy has had to duck out. Thank you very much for the help moderating today, Sandy. Very much appreciated. We are going to play a little bit longer here. So yeah, we're still at 7 or 8 here, so that doesn't seem to be the right way to do that. That only handles 30. This only handles 30, but we're putting 60 in here. So I think I had it right the first time. So the bottleneck is somewhere else. So if I change this back, splitter, that doesn't say it's more efficient. That doesn't look like it's flowing at all. So we'll see if those numbers increase. They look like they're going down. Weird. Okay, so I guess we'll just start on new pieces, because I don't have anything that breaks these pieces up. I could take some from here. And dye them, I guess. That's the only thing I could think of. That needs 30. This is outputting 30. Doesn't need 30, but it max 30. This needs 4 per minute. We're putting out more than 4 per minute. We don't really know, I guess. What if I put a splitter here and one of these nope. These guys. Will we then know? Yeah, there's no way to really bottleneck them, I guess. Because again, we haven't unlocked the merger, which might be next. Because usually splitting and merging in these games is a thing. All right, well, let's try something new, because I don't really know if I have the room to fix that. So we'll go with a new furnace. So that's going to be 30, max 30 operations per minute, and this is max 30 operations per minute. Eight polyrock is converted into 1 cube, 64 voxels. 1 polyrock is consisted of 8 voxels. Tip, you can also feed in modules. Their respective voxel count is added to the creation of a cube. Oh, okay. So if you had spare voxels, you could add them in. So 8 polyrock is converted into 1 cube. And this is outputting 30. So 3.2 per minute. So we need to make that into cube. So we'll just not put everything right next to each other right now. So we're going to make cubes. And then that cube has got to get cut. So we'll grab a cutter. And then we need to cut it again. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to grab that, but I'm going to turn it and loop it back. And so we'll reset it. Cut that like that. That's going to create the little bits, and this is going to be put into an assembler. I guess first configure the assembler. And then we have that. So the snaking might be a good way to save some space. And then that is going to get dyed blue. And then cut in half. And to dye something blue, we need to use a new building. Painter. Paints modules into a new color depending on which paint is inputted. So we need the paint and we need the machine. And unfortunately the paint is at the moment way over here, but I feel like we can fix that if we bring this drone port is bringing from here. So if we put the drone port over here and then bring the oil back, you can't input anything into the harvest, into the drones. I guess I could have done this a lot closer, couldn't I? Yeah, okay. So let's go over here more, and what we'll do is we'll move this. Oh, I drew that the wrong way. I feel like this could be just a little bit bigger. I feel like the belts are a little bit small. All right, so that means we can get rid of all this. And if I wanted the painter building to be here, example. That's gonna be too close to that. I keep on thinking you can't build on the grass, but you absolutely can. So I only need one of those. That drone building can be anywhere. reminding me of Factorio more than anything else. So I've never played Factorio, but I have seen it played. And I would say, yeah, you're probably on the right path there. Right, so this needs blue piece. Feel like if I move this, we'll have better luck. So let's add in dye mixer. Is that what that was? Yeah. Where can I put this? Okay. Dye mixer goes here. It really is very much like a puzzle game. I'm probably going to need more oil. Right, this only needs 10, so we should not have that so close. We should have the ability for more dye mixers. So we'll have dye mixers sort of like here. Delete this. Sign drone to that one. Right. So then this is going to make blue dye. And then now we just need to have stuff coming in here, which we can do with just one of these. That can go into a furnace, which I guess we can do over here. That furnace is going to output one thing. And remind me, that had to get cut twice, right? Yeah. So we can use cutter. Then we do the cutter again. Gonna have to flip it or rotate it. Rotate the piece, cut the piece, configure. So now we've got the right configuration. And then we had to do the assembler bit. Yeah. We need to make the blue things first. So we'll do that. here. And this we just... I think it's actually easier to use the on-screen selectors than it is the keyboard. And so now this is going to make blue dye, and that has to go into painter. And that's going to make those things blue. And then we have to do so one of those things is going to go down this way. Right? So I've got the blue things. That's one of the pieces we need. Then we have to combine them. No, cut them. And then combine them. So we will split them. We will cut them. And this has got to go that way. Then we have to assemble them again. The fact that the assemblers need a 2 output is definitely tricky. Now that is going to go like that. That's combining those. So we need to split. What is that? That's too high. Right. The first is blue. And then it splits. So we need to split some of that and cut it as well. So we have another, I can squeeze in another cutter in here, I guess. And then same thing, rotate it, zap it. And then the output of this needs to be combined with the output of the other thing. Hope this will work. Now, I don't know how to stack things in here. Oh, okay. It's kind of does it automatically. All right, so that is that piece and that piece ready. So we can have this piece come out here. Have this piece come down here. Add cranes. Like that. And that should be working, right? What are we low on? Dye. Blue pigment is slow, but we knew that. So I feel like the thing to do is very similar to lessons that I've learned with Satisfactory, is to do like little micro factories around the map instead of doing one big production line, is like assign a certain production. I just not quite sure about the rates. I don't like the idea that you have to get like the 32 that you see in the top right hand corner. That's what this building is requiring to complete. But I don't know what it needs for production. That's the thing. So our issue right now is blue dye. Sorry, blue pigment, and thus blue dye. So these black pieces are the ones that are taking forever. And that's because I'm assembler 2. It's all right, we can repurpose this, I think. This is currently making the flat pieces. But then that's getting split. So what I can do is repeat this process and eliminate this splitter. So that this doesn't need to go up here at all. Because we don't necessarily need those. I'm not sure where they're going. Like, it's being split, but it's not actually going anywhere. Which is weird. So let's remove that. And now this needs that flat piece. So we just need to make that flat piece. So we'll change this cutter. We'll clear the belts. I like the clear the belt option. It's very cool. And then this reset. This needs to be the flat piece. That. Clear the belt. So that will be fed by a different thing altogether. And I'll get rid of this. Now, is that increasing the production of our flat black ones at all? Doesn't look like it. It's happening, it's just happening very slowly. So it's taking half of these. Right. So instead of cutting these down, so we need a monotoner. We're going to have these split off. In two different ways. So this is going to come out and it needs to get split twice. So flip that. It's going to give us 2 belts of these flat pieces. This needs 1 of each. So this needs to get split again. Let's use some room here instead. Let's put the splitter down here. And so that is going to get split again. Right, so that's 4 lines. That's what I want. That needs to have 2 black lines, and this needs to have 1 of each. So then the only thing we need to do is add a monotoner to this input. That's the black one. This is the white one. And then we'll add a different set of monotoners. We'll do 2 monotoners down here, there and there, that and that. That goes there. That goes like that. And that should increase the rate of our black single panels. I think. Still getting these red inefficiency things. Delara, hello. How's it going? New shiny game. Yeah, this is the playtest for Modulus. It's very cool. It's a little tricky to figure out what's what in terms of like the speed that things are being produced. This is still hovering at 5. I've lost my mouse. Uh-oh. lost my mouse. Can't see my pointer. Sorry, folks. I don't have my pointer. The buildings are highlighting, but I can't see my mouse. Back to main menu. Not be saved. That's tricky. I guess I can't go to the main menu. All right, I'm gonna quit the game briefly. Now my pointer comes back. Weird. Give me a second. Hopefully I can load that back up again. It's a cute logo. It is a strange bug, yeah. I did tap the hide UI button. Oh yeah, 623. Mouse is back. Stamper. All right. I don't know that blue pigment is going any faster, but we can put one of these guys down here. And this piece is actually, we can just pull off this, I guess. Yeah. So, stamper. Goes in one way, out the other. It's weird that they make it go out in weird, like strange ways. I guess we'll just go. Damper. Configure. Oh. Click, drag, then release. Oh, right. So we need to cut out the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4 by 2. Both pieces go out. And then the other parts of it are... So we keep that piece. And then we need to do a cutter, I guess. So that's going to be one piece. I don't know which piece is which. Can I flip these? Oh, okay. So probably this one is going to go out the long way. I guess there's only one way to find out. Long piece, short piece. The short piece we want to keep. The long piece we want to split. Okay. The first one we're going to keep white. These two we want to monochrome. Black, black. And then we want to put those into an assembler. Oh, this one we want to cut. All right, I'm running out of room. So we gotta do a corner here. So we need a cutter on this one. Rotate. Oh. Huh. Interesting. I guess this is the first time we're dealing with scrap. Oh, no, I want to do that. We're going to cut it twice. Oh, that's not... I don't know how to... I'm not sure how you separate out those items. So I guess we can't drill down from there. So my cutting has to happen earlier on. Or I could... Oh, do I stamp them out? Yeah, I stamped them out. I've done something wrong here. Right. Okay, hold on. We can use... No, I want... We can use a stamper on that one. I think. Oh, right. Of course. The orientation is brutal. So that's what I want. I want 2 little lines and then the 2 little squares. So which ones are going to be which? 2 little lines, 2 little squares. We can't combine those yet. So I think for the sake of doing this, we're just going to make this little garbage chute thing and turf those. And then you know what? Screw it. We're going to go underneath the ground here. That'll go into an assembler. I'm leaving spaces on purpose so I can actually see what's going on. That's one piece. This is one piece. We do that. Configure. And then we have another assembler. 7. And then this is how we combine the 2 pieces together. That goes down first. This goes on top. And then this ends up needing to go over to that building there. Right? Right. Okay. So the bottleneck here is I'm splitting off more than I need or less than I need. Satisfactory looks weird today. Yeah, actually I haven't played Satisfactory all week. Been focusing on Minecraft, and then we did Lego today, and then I've been working on this. So we are making everything. It's just that this is still really slow. Because this is not doing 30 per minute. So why is this one working so fast? I guess maybe I had it right the first time. So if I put both of these into one. This is taking a lot. This is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? But it's only doing 15. Because this is backed up. Yeah, we're only doing 3. Maybe 4. Okay, so I think the thing over here is that we need to have more of these resources going into the furnace. So... 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think we need more than 4. I think we can get rid of this. And then get rid of this. And then we'll just add a new furnace here. Now it looks like the furnace can handle at least 2 inputs. So I'm curious now. So this is doing, it says max. Eight polyrock is converted into 1 cube, 64 voxels. 1 polyrock is condensed considered 8 voxels. You can also feed in modules. Their respective voxel count is added to the creation of a cube. So instead of trashing this stuff, we could feed it into a furnace. Am I an Anno player? No, I've seen it, but I've never played it. So you can see a little loading bar here. My guess it's going to give us 8. So this doesn't say, this says it's a max is 30 operations per minute. So if that's 60, eight polyrock. That's what this is. This is polyrock, right? Yeah. Miner is doing max 30, but it doesn't tell me exactly what it's doing. Oh, you know what I should do? Stupid. This is not, this is max 30, but it's not telling me exactly what it's doing. This is only 8. So this is probably only doing... I think this is only doing 4 per minute. Which would make sense, because everything else is a multiple of 4, but then 30 doesn't make any sense. It's fluctuating between 7 and 8. We're almost there. Oh, this is up to 5 now. It makes sense when they start you off with all of this. So that's giving off 8. The problem is, again, we don't have a merger. My guess is that you'd want to get a bunch of these into furnaces and then have the furnaces merge into one line. And I'm assuming this is probably a merger. Or available in the full game. So that's... well, maybe we won't get that. $30. Really? So something here is not adding up. Maybe it's considering this 30 voxels, not 30 times 8. Eight polyrock is converted into 1 cube or 64 voxels. 8 polyrock. So if that's 30, it's only doing 3.2, which would just, that would account for the 7 and 8 fluctuation. 3.2 is rough. You can also feed in modules. Their respective voxel count is added to the creation of a cube. This is currently getting 60. You know, I just realized we can merge belts without mergers. I don't actually need a merger. I'm silly. My brain is very much satisfactory. Dumb. Can't believe. Silly Joel. That should go up now. Are these different values? They're different sizes. Thanks so much, Sanuki. Have a good one. Appreciate you stopping by. I think that OBS is giving me an incorrect stream length. Yeah, totally is. So now we're up to 13, probably up to 16. This should also be 30. Which means that's only still at 4 or 5. So we need 4 mines per. That's doing 30. So I can just bring in more mines. This could be messy, but that did not connect in there, did it? Nope. So I'll probably split this there. And that will up the production on the top part anyway. Yeah, I think that was the part that really wasn't clear. Yeah, that's doing 60 now. So that might be a waste of a resource. Because that's not increasing. Hey, it's finished. Add a crane, upgrade. Droid cores. Complete the construction of droid assembly. Droid assembly. This needs... creates droid cores. So then I need to create another building. Right. Droid assembly. Need cores and droids. So we can put you... I don't know that I need this depot. Or I do, I just don't need it right there. Let's move the depot. Delivery dock, sorry. Delivery dock to there. We'll keep this going straight into there. Whoops. So this is outputting basic bots. And then we need basic bots plus droid cores. So this can go here. And this needs, oh gosh, it needs that to get completed. Oh, no. Okay. I thought we were just going to be able to grab this. That's droid cores. Where did droid cores go? Basic bot assembly, droid assembly. Right. So holy nuggets. So that's not going to go there. Cancel? No. Oh. You gotta be careful. They don't, it's just a little indication that you're in the destruction section. So droid cores. This needs a drone, I guess. Temporarily, I guess we'll just do this. Then I'll put one of these on there. Oh, that's not going to go in there, is it? What was this? Basic bots. Oh, right. This has to get built, and then this will need the cores. At least we'll get an idea of how many cores we're making. Molly Strawberry, hello. Happy to catch a late stream. Yeah, it's Friday night. I had a little extra time, so we're just about to wrap things up though, because we're at a stage now where like the next process is just bonkers. I need to put that building somewhere. Droid cores. So I can pin all of those. Wow. Well, I've got some of those being built. And this only needs 8 of everything now. That's still at 15, 16. That's at 7 and 8. How's this doing? Wrong thing. So I'll upgrade that. I think that's the last upgrade stage. Oh no. It feels like we're doing better. I guess the thing is to really utilize your counter beta. I wonder if this is just the developer's way of indicating that the counters are rough. So this has got 120 coming into it. And it's doing 15, 16. It's really strange that these have an output of 30 instead of 32. Because everything else is in multiples of 4. We're doing better than we were. Doing better than we were. Only doing 1 core per. I feel like this should have a readout on it. Like I feel like this should have like an efficiency. I guess there's the efficiency view. These were red, I think. So I'm guessing that we are probably producing enough here for 4. I don't think I have enough room for that. Well, maybe. So if I guess we'll split each of these. Split that. I guess we have to go down there. So that's splitting into each one of those. Oh, I don't remember what those are doing. Getting into that. Uh-oh. Hold on. was I doing that before? That needs those two pieces. Huh. I'm confused. Don't know if that was doing it right or not. I don't think this is going to work. Oh, it is. Those are our separate pieces. It's not one unit. So I just don't have the right room. We just have to move that a little bit. These are both doing the same thing. And then split it. So that essentially like quadruples stuff. And then I don't need this. I can just connect this together. And then delete that. This goes into this. That makes the flat ones. Makes all the flat ones. And this is still super slow because I don't have enough stuff. So I think max we said was 4. 1, 2. Yeah. 4 is max. This one has got a lot more than 4. So we'll steal 2 of these guys. That's 2. I need 1 more, so we'll grab this one. So that's 4 going into there, and 4 going into there. And then this one, that's 2 going into that guy. And I'll steal these last 2 point those up. So now he has 4. This guy's got 6. So still overkill for him. Now, why are you going at 50? Oh, no, I guess that's right. Yeah, I've got some screwy stuff happening here, but okay. I'm starting to get a little bit of an idea on how things go from a balance standpoint. So we've already upgraded, and now we're still only at 1. Oh, we're up to 11 on the blue. Okay. So that should trickle down to here. And we're at 2 now. Okay. Yeah, you really need to stay organized because a lot of the buildings look the same. I think it would be more important to know off the start that, I mean, this tells you max 30 operations, but it doesn't tell you how much the belts can take, and it tells you what the max is. And it tells you that the polyrock ratios, but it doesn't really make any sense that it's 30 and 64. So you're never going to get your 16 on the counter for the cubes. Melts 8 polyrock into 1 basic cube each operation. 8 polyrock is required for each operation. So it takes, yeah. So that tooltip is different than this tooltip. Yeah. Basic cube, each operation is 8. So it needs 8 with a maximum of 30 operations per minute. So could it handle more than 30? $30 times 8 is 240. But this is still only at 15, despite the fact that there's more than like 30, 30. I'm not going to wait for these things to do their thing, but those are at 60 and 30. I'm a big Factorio Satisfactory fan. Tried the game for a bit, but I found ratios and max to be confusing. I agree, Unsuited Syrah. Yeah. I didn't find the max carry capacity with the belt. I've not seen anything above 60. I think what was confusing for me and something that I was expect, because there is a splitter but not a merger, and that's because you can just merge belts no matter, like, easy, like they just merge automatically, right? So this should be 60 and this should be 120, unless the belt has a max of 60, at which point I think I could beef this up a bit. Because if that only says 60, we know that that should be 120. Right. So it's only, the belt can only take 60. So what's happening here is we need to take this off. And we need to add in another smelter. Furnace? Right. I might be able to fit it there. No. Gotta bump this down. So that's 60. So we know that that can handle 120 and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. We're not getting any more than 15 out of this though. So what I could do is combine, that's 2. So that'll be 60. That's 60. So that's 60, that's 90. So I could take this one. Oh, I can't do that. I have to... That should be 60 and 30. And that should be 60 and 30. And then I could be combining this... So maybe we can get above 15 now? See, the furnace's output 15 a minute, not 30, as the tooltip says. So, yeah, so the tooltip for the furnace says 8 polyrock converts into 1 cube, 64 voxels. Polyrock is condensed of 8 voxels. And then it says max 30. Melts 8 polyrock into 1 basic cube each operation. 8 polyrock is required for each operation. The only thing I can think of unsuited is that we're not given the full belt capacity in the play test. Because this is accurate now. This is 30, this is 60. This is going to be 30 and 60 here. So we've got 90 going into each one. Which I guess I should put something there and something there. So this, in theory, should be more than 15. Besides that, what did you think about the game? Like, besides the balancing? I found that the middle mouse wheel and the right click are weird. Like, I would prefer them reversed. This game is definitely going to need a spreadsheet when factories get bigger. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's kind of hard to... You'd really want to spread out. Like, you'd really want to keep this stuff separate. These counters are great. Having these off the get-go was good. Yeah, 60-30. 60-30. That's what I would want to see. 22. I'm just realizing that they have little puffs of smoke when they come out, and it's cool. So I still don't think we're getting, even though we're pumping an extra 30 into this, I don't think we're seeing more than 16. Like, why is that red on the efficiency view? Why are these yellow? This doesn't appear to be backing up. Because this can handle 30 operations per minute. See, it's only doing 11. It's got something to do with the 64. So it's got something to do with the combined tooltip of 64 voxels. This one says 8 polyrock is melted into basic cube. So 8 polyrock is melted into one basic cube, so it's multiplying it, right? Not dividing it. 64 voxels. 1 polyrock is considered 8 voxels. So that's backwards. 8 polyrock is converted into 1 cube, or 64 voxels, but 1 polyrock is considered 8 voxels. Oh no, that's right. I find the concept very innovative, but a bit of a breath of fresh air in the genre. Yeah. I think the main criticism that I have is I don't like that you have to build the buildings. These ratios change, and you don't know what those are until the building is built. So you do all this belting to get the stuff to the building, but then you have to redo it. Which, I mean, I guess Satisfactory is like that too. So we're only getting 11. I would think that we would get the full 15 or 16 if this was also a 60. But yeah, I've not seen a furnace do more. I guess we could try it. I know I gotta wrap this up here, but I'm just curious. So if I grab a furnace and my sole mission in life is to just put as much crap into this as possible. And this can only handle, one belt is 60. So you can't put more than 4 of these guys together. Right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 60, 60, 120 in here. That should be 16. But you can't do more than that because the belt's capacity doesn't have that. Yeah, I don't know how you get more than 60 per line in here. I mean, the only way to try it would be to add in more of these guys, right? So now we know that that's... But you'd think that, I mean, not to be too critical, but like, if that's a bottleneck, you'd think in their own playtesting before they released the public playtest that they would have caught that. Because I'm pretty sure that's what the bottleneck is the belt. So we're above 16. I guess we're also trusting these. This could not be the right thing, right? So what have I got going on here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 60, 60, and 120. And then this one is just that's just 60 on the left. The sound effects are really good, I have to say. I do feel like it's one of those games that's really pretty, but then the more you get into it, the more you end up being way up here. And then you're just kind of looking at really basic shapes as opposed to like all the wonderful detail that they have. Like the cranes and everything. Like the fact that we can get really down in here is cool. Now we're up to 20. So that's more than 15 per minute out of one furnace. Okay, so the belt isn't a bottleneck. It's weird that it's 100 instead of 120. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's strange that... I feel like these have got different values. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's different sizes, and I feel like they might not all be equal. Well, let's try to push this to the max then. We'll put these 4 into this one side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got 1, 2, and then we'll do 3, 4 here. I'll have to screw around with this a little bit. One, 2. So that's going to be 60. This is going to be 60. Or should be more than 30 anyway. One of the things that's needed is the ability to color code buildings. Yes. Yeah. I did find it strange. One of the things that I mentioned as a designer earlier is that like the buildings are the same shape. Like this one's got the big blue banner on it, but like these two, yeah, they're different colors, but they don't have different silhouettes. I mean, they do when you upgrade them, but when they're just the basic one level, they're very, very similar. So I think the idea of having them look very different. Think about like an RTS, you know? When you're attacking a base in an RTS, the silhouettes of each building are important. So you know what's what. So this is going up 110 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be 120 on each side if all of these are equal as 30, which I don't think they are. Imagine that as the factory grows, it will become very difficult to find things. I would like to color code the district areas as well as labels. Yeah, I agree. That's one of the reasons why I stopped. So early on, I was having like buildings feed into buildings without much space in between them. But it was helpful to have some belt space because then you could look and see like, well, there's all my flat pieces. There's all my stacked pieces. There's all my black pieces. There's the big black piece. Like you kind of need to see what's going on. So now we're at full 30. And we're at 120. And that should say 60 when it gets there. So I guess it just takes a while for them to ramp up. Yeah, that's not clear. The fact that you don't get the counter until you finish, like, I feel like I think we got the counter after the blue building, certainly after the bot building. So I feel like we were all the way over here before we could add a counter, so you didn't really understand how this was going to work together. So then that makes sense, right? Because we've got 90 and 90. There's only 180 going into this, giving us 22. And then we've got 240 going into here, then it's giving us 30. So now you know you can max out 8 miners per furnace. Because if this is going to max open at 30 and we're getting that, so. How, I think it's just that the tooltip is not clear enough. Yeah, 8 polyrock is required for each operation. Right? So you're looking at 3 times 8, which is 240. So you need 240 to get in there. Yeah. I think that's clear. I think this is not. Anyway, we've learned something. Very cool. Again, very pretty game too. And I like the vibe. I like the music. The ambience is cool. The sound effects are nice. The birds chirping is cool. All very good. I need to go. I'm starving. I need some food. Thank you ever so much for everyone hanging out today. I'm glad that you had a good time. There was a good Lego stream earlier. There is, of course, several hours now of Modulus, and all of that's going to be up on Joel Duggan VODs. You can, of course, follow me on social media at Joel Duggan, very easy to find, and check out things like the Spawn Chunks podcast and the Citadel Cafe podcast. They're free wherever you get your favorite podcasts, and they're also available on Spotify video, all that kind of stuff. So I will see you folks tomorrow for more Minecraft. That's going to be at 1 o'clock Atlantic, UTC minus 4 hours. And have a good Friday. Bye for now.